Hi there and welcome to my channel. In this video, my topic is bearings and I plan to do some past CSEC questions. This topic really is covered under trigonometry. It's done in Form 4 and Form 5 and it's really done under mathematics. So please stay tuned to see how we go through these questions and we break it down into simpler parts and we conquer them. Thanks. Okay, so this is my question. It says here a helicopter sets out from its base at P and it goes on a bearing of 123 to Q. So this is my first point, first position, and the second position. From here now, it changes course and it goes at a 60-degree bearing of 18 kilometers to point R. So this is my third point. From R now, it is 22 kilometers from its starting point at P. So all of this is just described in our diagram. So what it's saying in our first part here, it says find the size of angle PQR. Now, when it gives you this, the first thing you need to do is identify where exactly is PQR. P to Q to R is this entire angle here. Now, I know this piece here is 60, so I need to find out this angle here. For me to find out that angle, I have to use rules of, well, angles, right? So this is the north line here, and this is another north line here. So these two north lines are parallel, as well as this third one on the side. Now, what I'm seeing here is that there is what we call a U shape form here, a kind of boxy kind of U. And when we have this, when we have two parallel lines with a transversal cut in it, we have interior angles here, and these two angles will add up to 180. So this means that this angle 123 plus the x that I don't know will add up to 123. So therefore x will therefore be 180 minus 123. So that works out to be 57 degrees. Now is that my answer for here? No, my answer for here is this entire angle here. So it will be 57 degrees plus 60. So my final answer for this one will be 117 degrees. So that is part A. Now let's move on to part B. So now moving on to part B. Part B now, there are a few steps here. Calculate the bearing on which a helicopter must fly to return. So they actually want to get this entire angle here, this entire here, bearing here, right? They call it R, but R is really the point R, right? So for me to do this, I have to do a few things. Now, what I could do is I could find this small angle here. Let's call that Y. Now, remember this angle here was 117. That's the entire thing, right? So if I need to find Y, I could probably use cos rule or sine rule. But for cos rule, I need to have two sides and the angle in between, this here, and the angle in between. No, I can't use cos rule. Okay, so what about sine rule? Sine rule is anything else. So I have two sides and I have one angle. So nice. So let me label my triangle PQR in terms of small p, small q, small r. Small p, big P is here, so here would be small p. Big Q is here, so here would be small q. R is here, so here would be small r. What information do I have? I have information on Q. So I could use small q on sine of Q. And do I have anything on R? This is really what I want to find out, right? This small angle here, we call it Y. Do I have anything on R? No, I don't have the side R, nor do I have this angle here. So what I'll do, I will use the side P and the angle here. Find this angle first. So my steps would be 1, to find angle, let me call this A, right? And then 2, I will 180, use that 180 minus A minus 117 to find angle Y. That'll be here. And then my third step, after I found this one, I will use this angle here of 60 and these two angles here, I could call here Z, right? 60 plus Y plus Z will be 180 because of the interior rule. And then last step would be, I will take 360 and minus Z to get my final answer. Okay, so these are my steps. So let me find small a. So to find small a is really this small angle here, which is what we call it, well, P, right? But it's not really the angle P. But anyway, so we go with Q sine Q equal to P of sine P. So this works out to be 22 over sine of 117 is equal to 18 over sine of, I'll call it small a, right? So flipping this over, we'll get sine A by 22 is 18 by sine of 117. So sine of A turns out to be sine 117 by 18 on 22. And then A turns out to be sine inverse of all of this. So A, everybody, works out to be around 47 degrees. So that is this angle here, 47 degrees. So nice, I've covered this part. So now let me work out the second piece. So it says 180 minus A minus 117 is equal to Y. So it'll be 180 minus 47 minus 117. And there I will get 16 degrees for Y. So this angle here, everyone, is 16 degrees. So now I know the three angles in my triangle. I know this angle, and this angle. Now, from here now, I said I use the interior rule here, right? Next step here now is using this rule with interior angles. So that's here. I have the U shape here. So that means this angle here, which is 60 degrees, and these two angles here, when I add them up, I'll get 180. So that's why I have 60 plus Y plus Z is 180. So this means 60 plus 16 plus Z is unknown is 180. So therefore, working this out, sending everything on that side, I get Z is 104. So this here is 104, this angle here, this Z are here, right? So if I need to find the bearing at R, that's the third step, it will be simply 360 minus Z, which will be 360 minus 104, which will end and minus 360 minus 104, and that will be 256. So everyone, the final answer to this is 256 degrees. I hope you understand these steps. Okay, so now I want to move to my second question. So this is the question here. After reading the information, the first thing I want to do is label all my angles. So let me call here angle R, angle X, angle Y. You could do this and you could use whatever letters you wish, right? Q here, this angle here would be Z, right? And that more or less covers everything. Now, what they're really asking us is to find this distance AC. Now, we have one side and we have no angles in between in our triangle, right? So what we could do is we could try to find some angles inside of this triangle and use this one side here and use sine rule to find this AC, right? So if here is point B, then here will be small b. If here is point A, here will be small a. If here is point C, then here will be small c, right? So what I really need to find is small b, right? So my first step here, I want to do, I think I would need angle X, that's here. So 77 and X will add up to 180. So X will be 180 minus 77. And that turns out to be 103. So if this angle here is 103, then I could find angle Y. Y will then be 360 minus 117 minus 103, which turns out to be 140. So I have now one of my angles in this triangle. So that's really good. Now, let me apply the same rule here, right, with interior angles here now with 177 and Z. So Z will then be 180 minus 117, sorry. So that gives me 63 degrees here for Z. So if this is 63, then Q will be 360 minus 63 minus 285. And that takes me to 12 degrees. So I have my second angle here for my triangle. So this is 140, this is 12. So then obviously R will be 180 minus 140 minus 12. R will simply be 28 degrees. So now everyone, I have all three angles of my triangle ABC. So I just need to work out side B. So using sine rule, I go B over sine B. Now I have to use B because I need to find small b. Would be, what do I know? I know my value for A. A over sine of R I'll put. So I will get B over sine of 140 is equal to 1200 over sine of 28. Now sending everything over that I need to, and I hope you know this step by now. 140 here, I will simply get B to be 1643 kilometers. Now, this takes me to the end of my video. I hope that you all understand the steps that I did and you realize that these questions are really not that challenging. It just takes a series of steps and good understanding. right? So please feel free to drop me a line, let me know what you all think, and of course, subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys.